Up here, today we'll be playing some Modern Horizons. Um, let's see. This is one of my favorite formats. It's really fun. There is a lot of things going on. Okay, this rare is a bit of a brick. We have a couple of cycle lands which are always good. The Cleveland Sliver for the Slivers deck is pretty good too. I love Moonblade Shinobi too. That's a great card. Unearth is another good card. There's also the Snowland just to send a strong signal. Desert Masticore is a bit worse. I think Forgotten Cave is the best of the cycle lands. Thank you. Okay. So yeah, I'm on that first. This pack is pretty mediocre. I think that the Forgotten Cave is pretty strong for because the red archetype, the red-green archetype is lands in Graveyard Mother, like Murasa Behemoth. So Forgotten Cave works there. Also, it's one of the strongest colors, the red color in this draft format. So I'm going to start with that. The other option would be like Moonblade Shinobi or Unearth, I think. Maybe even the Snowboard Plains would be fine. Silent Clearing. Oh, I remember. Just let you know that this is a Phantom League. Yeah. So I don't really care about the cost of the cards. I just want to draft the best deck possible, and that's why I'm playing with. I'm playing this. So Scale Up is pretty strong, like as an individual card. The other option is in Irregular Cohort, which is the best white common, but the problem is white isn't as great in this format. The other good card in white is also Rock's Veteran. First Sliver's Chosen is also pretty good. Tribute Mage, maybe. So in green, I think this is the best card, followed by Mother Bear. Again, I'm not sure whether it's Scale Up, which is just a strong hit you in the face card, or Tribute Mage, which early on can be very strong. I'm going to go for that. I also want to try it. I love this card in particular. So here we have a couple of really great cards. Ursa's Rage is a good bolt. Fairy Seer is a good common. Igneous Elemental is a great common with Forgotten Cave, really nice combo. Manowar and Reign of Revelation are pretty strong too. Windcaller Haven as well is a card you want to play. So yeah, these cards, all of these that I mentioned in red and blue seem to be really strong in their archetypes and individually. So it's just about what we want to play. If we want to play a more tempo-oriented card like Manowar, this works pretty well in Ninjas, for example, which is one of the best archetypes. Also, it can be just strong enough by its own, just by providing you tempo and a blocker, gaining you time. There's also a no-core force. Take note of that, but I think that I'm going to start with the Manowar. Fiery Islet, stronger. There is a Springblue Druid, a Mob 2, strong removal spell. So this is kind of difficult. I love Fiery Islet. So we could be going into a tempo deck. We could play Fairy Islet, Forgotten Cave, and start picking up on these Igneous Elementals. That sounds like a good idea. The other option would be like Springloop Druid and go for a multicolor archetype. I'm going to go for the land. The individual power level of that is pretty strong. This one, sacrifice an artifact, search your library for a construct. Not really what I'm looking at. Here's Exclude, which is one of my favorite cards because it's just very strong. That's what I like about it. Sorry, my chairs are kind of... Okay, so I really like Exclude. I think it's very strong. Problem is we are going to start clogging up on the 3-drops, but that's fine. Especially since our 3-drops are really strong in power level. With this pick, we are closing up on blue. Of note, Trumpeting Herd and Quakefoot Cyclops are very strong, and Winning Way and Return from Extinction are playable. I really like Exclude, so I'm going to go with that. So Lesser Masticore, Orcish Hellraiser if you want to go on The aggro side of things, String of Disappearances is a card you can play. I don't really like it. A Snow Island seems like a good time to pick it up. We are pretty strongly on blue, so I want to make sure that we have enough to activate our Winter's Rest if we end up with those kind of commons. Chiller Pillar, I remember this being very good. Yeah. Splicer Skill. We might also end on the Splice control deck. Yeah, I'm going to pick this more than anything because if we end up in that archetype, then we will be pretty fun with this. Answer Prayers, Prohibit, Settle Beyond Reality, and Weather the Storm. So, for you guys that don't know, Weather the Storm and Splicer Skill is a combo. You storm out, then splice this, so you create a lot of golems. The other option is Settle Beyond Reality, which is a great removal spell that also blinks your creatures. I'm going to go with that. So this is not really what I'm looking at. This one is playable. I think I'm going to go for the planes here. Thousand Cuts, Lancer's Lever. This is stupidly late for a scale up. Like someone picked Mother Bear and passed scale up. Like what's happening here? That's very weird. I like Wall of Thousand Cuts. It's like okay, it's playable. Cave of Temptation is fixing. Igneous Elemental can be pretty good if you end up on red. Recruit the Worthy. Again, another combo with Splicer Skill. The problem is it costs more mana to do. There's also a irregular cohort, but I want to try to go for that kind of combo. So we end up with a couple of playables in black, a couple of playables in blue, and a couple of playables in white. So we need to start figuring out what we are trying to do here. This one is not really playable. I don't really know what this card is doing here. Doesn't really look like playable at all. It's one of those cards that maybe if it was a bit better. Okay, so On Thin Ice is a great removal spell. Wind Shards is amazing with Splicer Skill. Yeah, that's incredible. There's also Manowar, which we would play. I want to try this Splicer control deck. And there's also a Spring Druid. We probably aren't going to be red, and we are probably going to be... Oh, speaking of... No. There's a Talisman of Curiosity, but I think we could wield that. Probably looking into this Pondering Mage. As you cast, and this is... You cast it. So you can actually get multiple creatures with that. So I don't know here what should we do. If Pondering Mage or Talisman or Firebolt. I think I'm going to go for the Pondering Mage. Just a strong top end card. A 3/4 that gives you some amount of card draw is pretty good. Here we have Astrolabe and Reign of Revelation. Also Secluded Step. I don't think we are on really near Astrolabe mana just now. Secluded Step is really good, but also Reign of Revelation is a great card draw spell, so I'm going to go for that. I think we are going into the control kind of archetype. This is proving very difficult to navigate, but I really want to find like the good payoffs for this archetype, which there are. It's just difficult to draft. Here we have a Thundering Gene, which is pretty good. Cunning Evasion I don't really like. This one looks a bit difficult to cast. And Snowcore Forest could be another option, but this one is one of those cards that if it stays in play and it's not killed, you probably just win the game. I might also just pick this forest and I just deal into this band control deck I'm thinking of. Another Talisman. Collected Conjuring could be fine. Smiting Helix is a bit double splashy for me. Answer Prayers is playable. I think the Talisman is pretty good for fixing. Now we have enough to maybe not playing the Forgotten Cave, but the Islet for sure we are going to play. It's just a great card on its own, even if it costs us a bit of damages. So we have the buyback and the wind shards for the Displacer skill. So with this it's 1, 4 plus 4, that's 8. 8 mana for a 1/1 and a 3/3 with buyback, which is pretty strong. So we want to have as much mana as we can. Wall of Thousand Cuts is great in this kind of archetype because we need to not die. Wind Shards really works well with that. We also want some amount of cantrips and things. Anything that can be cast, so we can splice this into it. If this was 2 mana draw a card as a spell, I would think of it, but as cycling, we don't really care about it. Okay, we are waiting on our pack now. Giraffes aren't real. That's true. That's completely true. I don't know any of these guys. These people. Looks like someone. We are waiting someone. We're probably pretty soon going to get our cards. So, okay. Glacial Revelation, not really what I care about. I don't really like this. Probably just the Chiller Pillar as a filler card. In order to for Shuttle to work, you need to have a creature, so I don't really care about that. I'm going to go for the pillar. Take a Chill Bill. I think it comes from that meme. So for this to work, you need double snow, and we aren't double snow. But we saw a lot of snowlands going late, so maybe we can pick a couple of those. We don't need that many, 5 or so with a couple of Astrolabes. That should be fine. Settle Beyond Reality is a good combo with Manowar, with Pondering Mage, Generous Gift. Maybe Generous Gift is fine. The thing is, we are giving them a 3/3. You know, Sulfur in Decoy can be useful actually, since we have Recruit the Worthy. Fountain of Ichor could be playable too. The thing is, we already have a lot of 3-drops, so I would prefer to have Ramp in 2. The other good cards are like Putrid Goblin. Yeah, I'm going to go for the Generous Gift. Force of Negation, that's not really that playable, sadly. Snowcover Plains. There is also this Twisted Reflection, but I want to enable my Astrolabes that I'm trying to wheel. Here we have Night of Old Benalia, which is playable, and String of Disappearances, which I like. This one we can copy, so if we pay 3, we have 2 copies of a spell, so splicing into that is pretty strong. We really want to open an Evergreen. Okay, so here we have a Talisman of Curiosity, which is pretty strong. There's also Windcaller Raven. The Talisman looks pretty strong here. The Secluded Step looks cool too. Playing Secluded Steps can really help us. Let me think of it. Yeah. Two sorcery spells with converted mana cost 3 or less. Sorceries, we have like 0 of those. Yeah, no, let's just pick this. Answer Prayers, maybe we play it, maybe we don't. So we want to have a really strong removal package, and we only have a couple removal spells, so we might need to splash for them. Well, this isn't looking great. Here the best card for us is probably Siege Gang Lieutenant, but we don't have any colors for that. As Premium Druid can really help us out with Ramp and Fix. This card is so strong, it's unbelievable. Blizzard Strix, this is... If you control another snow permanent, blink something, it's really strong. Choking Tethers, wait. This is also pretty good with our Splicer skill, but I think I want to have this. Ooh, Kaya's Guide is super strong, it's unbelievably strong, this card. Doesn't look like it. Why this text is so small? But this is really splashable. It's a really strong card on its own. We have this Premium Druid to splash. We want to wheel either the Stream of Thought or the Weather the Storm, but this card is super strong. Talisman of whatever, that's playable. Do we have anything else we want? I want these Throws of Chaos, I think. We have a lot of 3-drops. This Talisman also helps us out, splashing for the Kaya's Guile and the Spring Druid. So maybe I'm going to go for that. Squirrel Nest is very strong, but double green. Here is, I think, Snowcore Island. The other option is Cross and Tuskar, but that's another 3-drop. Rip the Past. This is pretty strong too. This is a card draw spell that draws like a million cards. We are not passing anything of note. Now we are firmly on multicolor nonsense, so maybe it's just Smiting Helix? I don't know how to pronounce this. So yeah, be prepared for some nonsense here. We're probably going to play a bit more lands than usual. We have like 3 lands that go to the graveyard, so Igneous Elemental is strong, even though it's double red. It's double red even if it's, yeah. Collector, oof. Don't really care about it. Here, I think it's Sapphire Decoy. Now, for this pack, we don't have anything that we care about. Just going to pick the Snowland. Which, by the way, we don't have that many payoffs for Snow. Sadly, we didn't see any Astrolabes, so whoever was picking the forests and islands kept those Astrolabes. But we have really a high number of Snowlands here. Yeah, 6 Snowlands is higher than average, I would say. I'm going to pick this, I guess. Okay, so now we have to pick something here. Stream of Thought, we don't have a way of recurring it. The other option is Weather the Storm. I don't think we can Weather the Storm. Removal spell probably. Just watch the Scout, Wall of 1,000 Cats. I'm going to bring this in against decks that play like Flyers and such. Okay, we have all the 1,000 Cats. Okay, so let's remove the lands and see really quickly how many spells do we have. I think we're going to play 17 lands because we have like 3 talismans. We want to have a lot of mana, but yeah. Probably we are not going to play the Igneous Elemental. The already is difficult. We can splash for Rip the Pass, just with these 2 on the Premium Druid. We can splash the Druid, I guess, with this and a couple of talismans. This deck doesn't really look that good, honestly, but that's what we got. So I think we're going to go with this. Just sort. Okay. Yes. At basics. Why 3 black sources? 3 black sources doesn't make any sense. We have like 1 Smiting Helix and 1 Kaya's Gaia. So let's add a couple of islands, a couple of plains, these 2. Secluded Steppe, Forgotten Cave, and Fairy Islet. Okay, so with this, let me count real quick. 4 sources of green for 2 spells. For blue we have like 4, 6, 7, 9, 10. That's a bit too much. For white we have like all of this and no talismans, right? No. So that's 8. Sounds fine. Then for red we have 1 spell, no, 2 spells. With red have all of these, 4, 5 sources. That sounds really well, really good. For black we have 1, 2, 3 here. Okay, so let's see. We'll probably remove another blue. I think that's fine. So we're going to have a bit of a couple of problems trying to find our sources, but I think we're going to be fine. Most of our deck is just blue-white, and we have some splashes for some stuff. So trying to check if the splicer skill is good, and I think it is. I think we have a couple of things where we can to splice. Stream of Thought looks weird, but it's a good way of just getting advantage in the late game. These games can go a bit long. Yeah, I think I'm fine with this. So see you in the games. Alrighty, match number 1 against Tiki Tiki or Tiki 2. Nice. Here we have our colors, kind of. It's slow, but I think we can keep this. Say good luck, have fun for opponents. Just hope they aren't aggro. Okay. So we have all of our splashes. The Cave of Temptation really putting some weight here. It's one of those cards that, yeah, that's looks kind of crappy, but ends up being pretty useful. Wow. Okay. Nice. We're kind of on the same team here. Okay, so next turn we can deploy like a Manowar. We can't really Reign of Revelation since we don't have blue. We will need 1 more land or an island to do that. We have the Settle Beyond Reality with some of these cards, so that's basically a really good card to do. Okay, so first Walla, okay, that's a 4/4. We can bounce that, I think. Depends. If we draw a blue, maybe we just Reign of Revelation. Depends. So Reign of Revelation is basically divination. We can do it right now. We take 1 damage, then we take 4 damage. That's too much, I think. So I'm just going to, yeah, just going to do this. Play the Manowar, bounce the Walla. Next turn we have 5 mana, so we can still be on reality if they play 2 creatures. That could be fine. We could also just bounce our own Manowar to our hand, so we have another bounce spell. What's this? 5 mana. Wagner, okay. Or Web Weaver Changeling, whatever. Okay. Smiting Helix doesn't really work. We could do Settle Beyond Reality, exile, bounce it back to our hand. We could also just take some damages. I'll wait for the next turn. I think I'm going to do that. We can just pass with mana up. If they try some funky business, we can just string of disappearances or whatever. Okay, we take 3, we don't really care. Let's see what this guy does. Okay, so first one is fine. Do they have something else? Vengeful Devil. Okay. 1/1 with haste. Cool. Let's just draw some cards. We can also put the Smiting Helix on the graveyard. Ooh. Splicer skills. Cool too. I think we're just going to... Interesting. I think the string of disappearances goes to the graveyard now. Even though it's one of those cheap cards and we can splice onto it. Now, for this turn, I'm just going to settle with 2. No, what? Here. Cast? No, without splice. We exile this. 3/5. Bounce the Frostwalla. The other option is to exile this and bounce this. This is a more expensive spell. Yeah, I think I like that. So we bounce. We bounce the Chainwave, or whatever the name it is. The Changeling. So now we can just pass. Yeah. So we also have the Smiting Helix. So we can start removing like Vengeful Devil and whatever. Okay, we just play it back. Land, it's fine. So we have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to try to save this for when we can do this with Splicer skill. And this turn we can like drop a Pondering Mage that can block this. I like that idea. Can we, right? Yes. So we tap like this, we take another damage. We took like 4 damage from this Fiery Islet, but we kind of need the fixing here. Wow, it's really strong, but at the same time I just need lands, so I'm going to shuffle. We just need lands because we have so much gas in our hands. Just going to double block. That's okay if they have removal, they can do their thing. Okay, that doesn't really change the math. They have maybe, oh, that's cool. I actually didn't see that. That was my bad. 26 Spider is cool too. So we can planes. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is 8 to Smiting Helix with Splice. Can we drop like Cheater Pillar Whole Wind Shards? Or like 1, 2, 3, 4. So yeah, we can do that, but we don't deploy the Talisman of Curiosity, which I kind of really want to deploy. Other option is to play the talisman, that's 2. We have 1 extra, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we just do that, then play like the Wall of Thousand Cuts. Yeah, I like that idea. Scale up with overload, so we're there, yeah. Okay, so that's why I didn't get why this wheel, that doesn't really make any sense. The card is stupidly strong. So here we have kind of a mono green splashing something probably. Well, a thousand cuts really doesn't look that great. Masawa's charm neither. Oh, sorry. Just going to play it back, I think. I think I shouldn't have discarded the string of disappearances. I could have bound something and splice into it. That would have been really good. Yeah, I like this. Let's start with Snowboard Plains. So we have this Mighty Helix. I always pronounce it wrong. Sorry about that. Let's drop the cave. We can turn for Manowar or Smiting Helix depending on what they do. Just hope they don't have a 2-drop. Anyway, that's fine. They choose land and reveal 3 lands. That's amazing. We are going to discard a couple though. Land and must go. Okay. Nice. Sky is actually pretty good. We can just hold that too. Play the mountain. They play the Alpine Guide. We can remove that and create a 1/1. I think we're going to do that probably. Okay. Each opponent sacrifices a creature, you create a 1/1 spirit token. We'll also save that and play just this Mighty Helix. But I didn't want them to have that much mana. Okay, Wind Shards, playable. If they play something with haste, we can remove that if we want to. Not that we will, but something that we can do. Okay, they play a Billowing Elk. This is, as long as you had another creature into the battlefield, this has trample and indestructible. So we can bounce that, or kill it with Smiting Helix. It's an interesting proposition. I think we're going to just bounce it. No, I really want to deploy this Smiting Helix so we can double spell maybe later. Okay. Now that really paid off because now we can play the Manowar. Ooh, 2. Cool. Yeah, let's just attack with the spirits. Probably just play the wall. There's no need to block the elephants, but if they spend time removing my wall to attack, then we can just remove the tokens with the Manowar. What? Did it have mana? I didn't realize they had mana. Okay, sure. We also have the Pondering Mage if we draw land, which can block really well the elephants too. Okay, so I think we're going to just... Let me think about this. I can bounce one and hold up the wind shards just to remove the other elephant. They pass with 5 mana up. I don't think there is any way of them putting the creature into play with flash. So maybe we just play the Pondering Mage and hold up white just in case we need to recruit. Okay, so this is pretty good. We're going to keep this. If we play a land, we did. So we're putting the land second, and no, maybe it's just the land on top. I'm putting like this is exile then return. So I think I like that. We can next turn pass with mana up and do things. We can also use the recruit worthy with wind shards to really blow them out. Now that we have 3 whites, we don't need to buy it back for it to be great. Behemoth, okay. Cool. So now we play the land. We have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we can do Manowar, bounce an elephant, then recruit the worthy with wind shards, or we can hold this. Okay. So probably just play the Manowar. So bounce the elephant. Now, if they remove the Pondering Mage and attack, we can just wind shards and remove both. If they just start with the Murasa Behemoth, we can just wind shards that. We don't even need Storm here. This is 3 mana removal spell against a 6-drop. Yeah. That was safe to do because there isn't really any way of them going around that, really. So, okay. That's fine. Now we can do Settle Beyond Reality on the Pondering Mage or even the Manowar to just remove the elephant. So that's 5 mana. You can also 5 on the Pondering Mage, and if we find a land, we can Smiting Helix the elephant. Yes, and I'm going to do it like this, so that makes we could have attacked, I guess. It might have like scale up though. Oh, that's what? No, that's a sorcery, I think. Okay. Just shuffling this. Okay, that shuffle didn't work. Now we can just pass the turn now. If they want to remove the Pondering Mage to get in for 3, then they are welcome to do so. Reap. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. I think also just Rip the Past. The thing is, I have enough mana to do stuff, so I'm just going to attack with the Pondering Mage. Hold the Blizzard Strix, just in case. Play a Swamp, interesting. Nice. So to the next one. Again, we don't have a good cyber plan against them. Suffering Decoy looks weird, but we have Recruit the Worthy and Spicer skill, and Generous Gift too, as a way of creating creatures and instant speed and thus tapping them. But it's a bit weird. Also, we need the 1/3 body, honestly. Okay. I'll bounce until the game starts again. No, never mind. So this is not keepable, I don't think. Well, we can go fetch something with the Tribute Mage, the Talisman, then play the Talisman and Supreme Druid. I'm going to mulligan. I want more lands, honestly. This looks better. And I'm just going to send... probably the wall. We have good defensive measures with these two cards. Probably start just playing the Forgotten Cave. Okay. I should have played the Snow Plains. Not that it matters too much, we don't have that many payoffs, but still. Open Guide again. So we can play Suffering Decoy and next turn start tapping them on their turn by using Recruit the Worthy. Manowar is not bad though. This is interesting. Can also just jump this turn with Recruit the Worthy, then next turn play Suffering Decoy and Manowar. That works a bit better, I think. Just doing that, I think. Yeah. Do we jump or do we create a token? We're just creating a token. Jumping now doesn't really make that much sense. If we create an big enough board, we can block that profitably. Also, this has to attack, so it's not that good against like Pondering Mages and such. Squirrel Nest. Ugh, that's pretty good. Not gonna lie. Ooh, this is the perfect answer. Yeah, this can blink anything. So yeah, let's just do that, I guess. We can trade that with the Alpine Guide, I guess. Okay, we let them block if they want to. Sure. Now, this comes back next end step, so we do that on our end step. So they have one less mana even. Nice, that was a great answer. Great top deck. They have one less land for their place. That was a great sequence. No, next turn we can Manowar plus Suffering Decoy. I think I'm going to just block here. Okay, they didn't have anything, that's great. Okay, so we can play Southern Decoy and Recruit, that looks fine. Nice, they didn't have anything. So now they have a 5-drop, changeling. Okay. You can tap that down. So we need 4 to tap it down, so we can play this. We can also just bounce it. The thing is, we bounce it and we play the talisman and we do nothing else. So it's more or less the same thing to just do this. Right, I guess. Pass. The thing is, we are also progressing our board and also tapping them. Pretty cool, pretty cool. Okay. We can take 3. So now we can deploy the Chiller Pillar and the Manowar, right? Yeah, we take 1, but that's fine. You can also hold Recruit the Worthy and Reign of Revelation, but I like to just monstrous it and start hitting them real hard. So now if we monstrous it, we have 5 plus 4, 9 damage, so it's at certain clock, so they need to play something now. Well, they have the changeling, of course, so they can deploy that. Oh, Billowing Elk, okay. We can block that fairly easily with the Chiller Pillar. We can even... no, we can't really jump block it. So now I'm going to start with this. Here. Discard. Okay, this is a good draw. Probably just the Fiery Islets, I don't want to take more damages. No, wait, I can also use this to fix my colors. Yes. So we make them sacrifice this, and we hit them for a bunch. No. Each opponent sacrifices a creature, you create a 1/1. I was also checking if they had like enough creatures to make their changeling gain life. Okay, we won this match. Yes, let's go to the next one. Alrighty, match number 2 against Oisteria, I think. Wow, this hand is so bad. Yep, we need to mulligan this. We don't have any fixing and only blue lands. Most of our deck is blue, but we can't really try to cast this on turn 4 on the draw and try to win with that. It's not good enough. This hand is also not good enough, I guess. I mean, if we draw a land, we're fine, but I think we can do better. Our opponent mulligan to 6, so we are on even footing here. I'm going to keep this. It's too much. So we basically count these 3 as lands and these 4 spells. I like exclude. I like exclude, and I like this combo, but it's so much expensive. I'm just going to put these 2, I guess, on the bottom. Just keep these 2. Yeah, I built my deck around Spicer skill, so it should be fine. We need to draw a land, of course, but if we draw land, we are fine. It's not a land. I have 16 of those. Nice. So we need to play the blue talisman here. So we can hold exclude next turn, or maybe just play the Sulfuring Decoy, it depends. If my opponent plays something that I need to block, okay, they don't play anything. So, oh, land is really, really good here. So this allows me to play Talisman of Resiliency, of Resilience, and hold Exclude. I'm going to do that. We could lose like value if they don't play anything, but we're also just deploying some talismans and doing things. Next turn we can deploy a Suffering Decoy. Oh wait, yeah, I'm going to play this. Mostly because I can't really exclude and splice. We need 7 mana for that, not 6. So oh, my opponent's discarding. Must be bad for them. Let's see what they discard. Sliver. What's this? Uncommon Sliver. Ooh, wow. If they discarded that, what is in their hand? This is a 3-drop. Interesting. Okay, so now we can just hold Exclude with a Splice. So that's just the dream scenario. Okay, they are continuing to just discard. We're fine with that. What? Really? That's amazing. Honestly. 2 of these? Wow, their deck must be busted. I really wonder what they have in hand if they are discarding one of the premium 3-drops. Okay, they drew finally their forest. What? What? I don't get it. That was super weird. Okay, doesn't matter. Let's just pass. Counter that next turn. They probably should have just discarded regrowth. That was very, very weird. Okay, nice. Padonk. That's just so much value. We counter a spell, we draw a card, and we put a 3/3. Heck. That's so busted. So we can hold the String of Disappearances. Yeah, we just smash and play the wall, I think. We hold up, I don't know, prohibit mana. Oh, okay. Yeah, that was impossible for them to beat. That exclude play was awesome. Our opponent, I'm not really sure what they are doing. That was very, very weird. So we saw a couple of 2/2s for 3. Maybe one like Umesawa's Charm to kill them. I think we need to be okay with this. Okay, so we won on the mulligan to 5, of course, upon mulligan to 6, and we top decked the land that we needed to win. This hand, well, we have a secluded step, so we can start with that. Also, I have the force I didn't realize for the Supreme Druid. This hand is awesome. Yeah, I thought I wasn't able to play the Supreme Druid. So, do we want to play the secluded step? Since we drew this Reign of Revelation, I think we do. Basically, if you have card draw, then you want as much land as you can. Okay, that triggers for bears, and the other thing that they had triggered for sleepers. So they probably are doing some kind of how's it called? Changelings. That would be my guess. Oh, this is Stream of Thought. For a second there, I thought it was Bounce. Still, I'm going to play the Talisman. There is not another play we could make. Next turn, we can just play the Druid, field our lands, ramp a bit, find our colors. Okay, they put an Amorphous Axe. Okay, that's sick. So they get a 4/4. So we can play Talisman and Spring of Druid. That probably is the play. We ramp a lot. We are going to sack this and find. We already have red, we don't have black, so we probably need the swamp. We have double blue, triple blue, single white, so probably just a snow or plains and a swamp. Yep. We have a lot of colors. If they let us block with this druid, we are going to block. The druid already did its job, we don't need it anymore. We could have blinked it or bounce it later, but there's no need. Let's see. Temper Sliver. Okay. That's not what you should do. I'm going to block this for sure. Okay. Now, ooh, can we do something here? This is 4 and 4. 4, 1, 2, 3. We don't have enough. We could Stream of Thought without replicating and Splice. That's like okay. That's 5 mana for a 3/3. I mean, a 3/3 is legit here. You also can just play this wall. In order to do this, we need like 5 plus 4, that's 9 mana. We are not that far away. I'm just going to play this wall, I guess. Like this, I guess. Just how double blue, suppose. Now next turn we can Stream of Thought without replicating Splicer skill or Reign of Revelation Splicer skill, depending on if we draw land or not. This is target pair. Oh, okay. I guess we discard this too. Yeah. That's well, understandable. So this is target bear you control fights. Okay. So they don't have attacks, that's awesome for us. Recruit the worthy. Yeah, let's just pass. Depending on what happens, we can do several different things. If I can wait on this Reign of Revelation, I'm going to. We also have Exclude, so we could try and draw that. This is a Goblin and a 3/2. So I think we do this now. Try to find Exclude, awesome. Exclude is great. Now I think I prefer the island. It's not that this card is super strong, but I want to great value from my cards. This way we are creeping ahead. Pondering Mage is also cool. Okay, so now we are going to just hold double Recruit the Worthy. This doesn't have trample either, so we can just block it forever. And if they somehow decide to attack with the Ayula, we can block with the tokens and the wall. And if they don't, then we start putting 2 creatures into play each turn, which is great. Okay, I don't. Oh, what? Really? You just can't win and recruit a worthy? Awesome. We would have drawn a land, then probably just pass and continue playing soldiers. Yeah, it's true that they really need to start putting pressure and they aren't able to, but we aren't either even close to winning the game, so bit of an early concession, but it's true that their deck wasn't really doing the thing, so let's go to the next one. Alright, and we reached the finals with this pile. Pretty happy with that. I'm going to mulligan this. We mulliganed a lot. It's true that we have like a bit of a bad mana base. This is keepable. I'm going to send the stream to the bottom. You don't need that. It's more than anything to prevent us from losing. Oof, aggro. We really can't deal with aggro right now. Well, we have a 3. This one can tap things. The thing is, we can't really block these. Like, that's what it does, right? So, should we try and cycle that cave? Probably. I think that 3 lands is fine. We also have the Tribute Mage to find Mox Tantalite. Okay. That's an interesting card. I don't think it's very good, honestly. But you're welcome to play it. Okay, weird. We drew the Talisman, which is a fine draw. So next time we have 4 mana, we can probably just play the Tribute Mage. Fountain of Ichor, they are ramping hard. I don't really get what they are playing Changing Outcast then. Smiling Helix. I think we just wait on that. We can just play the Tribute Mage, find us the Simic. The Simic Talisman. It's Talisman of Curiosity. So next turn we can just play a land, the Talisman and the Helix. We already took a bit of damage from the Fiery Islet, which we tapped each turn, and from the Changing Outcast. And really there isn't much to do against that Changing Outcast, but to remove it. So if they don't play anything, we can start cloaking them with a Tribute Mage, which is fine. Okay, Wall of Thousand Cuts is not bad. I forgot about that. Oh my god, I'm such an idiot. Oh, that was so bad. Yeah, we take 3. They should have probably just attacked with that, I guess. I don't really understand why they didn't attack with that. Though it really owned us, of course, but... wait. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, so yeah, we need to use this. So... I'm going to just blow this up, I guess. Next turn we can flash it back, play something else. That was not correct to do, by the way. But at the same time, I believe they should have just attacked with the Fountain of Ichor, because they were winning that race, right? And just playing into me forgetting about that is not really the correct play, I believe, most of the time. So Mind Rake. Okay, we just discard these 2 cards and keep the Pondering. So here we are getting owned by Mind Rake of all cards. That's interesting. So we have 6 lands. So we can either take 2 and pay 5 mana and keep like 2 mana open to Smiting Helix maybe. No, we can't really do that. Or we can fix with this. I think we just fix. They could have exclude. Oh, luckily they didn't. Mana War and String of Disappearances. So we can actually bounce our own creature and theirs. It's not bad. Can also think of cycling this. Yeah, I like that. I like that. Just keep these 2. Play the land and go. I'm playing the land because if they have Mind Rake, then I want to at least keep my lands, you know. In that case, I should have just kept the String of Disappearances in hand since it's worse value. Maybe, yeah. What do they have now? Okay. They didn't need to do that, so they are probably just cycling it. Now we draw our String of Disappearances, hit them. So we are going to hold now the Fiery Islet and the String of Disappearances just in case. We could also Smiting Helix the Changeling, but I would like to bounce it, I think. Now I really don't understand why they are playing it. They don't seem to have any good plays with that just yet from what we saw. Yeah, it's just fix here, I guess. Yeah, that makes sense. Yep. If they counter this, we can just blow this up. Prohibit kicked, okay. Okay, that's fine. They're churning through our deck. We drew more cards on them. Concrete. So they are trying to mill us out. Interesting. That makes more sense. We can attack and if they block, we can just kill the concretes. We probably should do that. And play the land. This way we can String of Disappearances around Pondering Mage and copy it. We're winning this race by the way. Especially now that we found a couple of islands too. Ooh, Reap the Past. How much mana does that cost? 1, 2. So it's 5 mana we can, right? Yeah. We can bring back a lot of cards. We're going to do that. First attack, of course. In case they do something. They seem to be a 6. So okay, let's just play the land. Mostly because we are going to have a lot of cards to play next turn. Seem to be flowing out of it. Well, not really, they didn't really play any card draw. So now we just attack first, as per usual. Sadly, we drew the only target left we had for Tribute Mage. Red, white, blue. Manual wants that. Yes. Just play now a 2-2. I think we don't have anything. Okay. And probably just play these two. Okay. They are on the back foot though, so we don't care that. Okay. I think I'm just going to play the Sulphur Decoy. That gives us now to tap a blocker if they just have blockers. So I think we are going to win this game. Don't think they can do much. Even a Wrath is not that good because we can bounce like Manowar. Ooh, what's this? Nothing. Okay. Astra Smoke Shaper. Okay, that hits us for 3. So if they have Ursus Rage, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. I was just checking if we were dead to that creature. So they don't seem to have a lot. We only saw a couple of creatures really. Astra Smoke Shaper and Changing Outcast really signal that they are playing some kind of ninjas deck, but these aren't even the good ninjas. Of course, Changing Outcast is very important for the deck, but Astra Smoke Shaper is just filler. Shelter. Did we see a lot of removal? Not really. Giddle Knight could be useful. Yeah. No, let's just run it back and see. Okay, so this hand is a bit wonky, but we have enough to cast our Tribute Mage and find more ramp, I guess. We don't have white or ways to find white, but we will find eventually. We also saw Iceberg Angrix, which was like, has not that much to do with the rest of their deck. Ikite. Oh, how do I pronounce that? Okay. Oh, yep. Now next time we can play also the Manowar. Just really stem the bleeding a bit. If we draw land, we can also just Helix. That's a good way of getting value. They don't have anything else. So if we go Tribute Mage, find like Talisman of Curiosity. No, Curiosity, no, the other one, the Improvisation or whatever, the easy one. Then we have enough. No, we can't really double spell next turn. So I think we just bounce their Ikite. It's more or less the same thing, but this prevents more damage. We mill 2. That's okay. That's sad. I wanted those lands. Fountain of Icar, okay. So this is good. We are going to play this and play the Tribute Mage. We're taking a bit of damage from that, but they aren't putting a lot of pressure, so... now we have Creativity and Curiosity. Probably the Creativity one. It's more or less the same thing, but... that's fine. So of note, the cancers can attack, so if they attack, we are going to block. We can double block the Fountain Picker too. And we aren't close to being milled out unless they play another countries. We shouldn't be worrying about that, at least just yet. Yeah, we don't have enough to win Shard, but we have enough to Gaea's Gale. We can also just save it. We have already 5 mana sources, and this for 6 is insane, like really good. So we can just wait on that. We can just play like Talisman into Smiling Helix. Oh, nice. Okay, they aren't blocking. We can settle beyond reality now. That bounces back our Mana War. Do we want to bounce our own Mana War? I think we do. It's kind of weird, but this way we are drawing a Mana War basically. We can play that. If they just attack with the Fountain of Ichor, we're fine. Sadly, we didn't get a talisman, a white talisman, so that's kind of sad. We would like that. I kite. Okay, something to bounce. I like it. Ooh, this works very well against Smiting Helix. We can excite that. Yeah, I love this. So if we draw land, we probably just do that. Like right now, just to stop them from Smiting Helixes us. Though they don't have like either land, of course. But they could easily play one and then cast it with Fountain too. If we don't draw land, then we just play the Talisman. Ooh, what that? I'm worried this hitting us for 3, but at the same time, just getting some mana into play, that sounds really good. So let's just do that. And again, we are just going to blow up our Exclude Step. And find, we have red, we have 1 blue, so we need like white and blue. Just pass now. So we can start splicing also. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. So if we have like, if they play something, we can win shards with Splicer skill next turn. That would be awesome. We probably just do that. We hold that or Chaos Guile. Infiltrator, that's fine. They get a card though, but we can deal with that. They are trying to play the Kite. Okay. So now we just play a land of bats, I guess. So if they play anything, we can just do win shards into Splicer skill, killing their board and creating tokens and all that with value. But even if they don't, we just win shards and Splicer skill, guaranteeing the... Ooh, nice. Thank you so much for that. Oh god, this is going to end really quick. So now we do the cast and splice, choose target player, splicing this. Okay, now we pay the insane amount of. we don't have triple whites. Oh, no. That's so sad. Oh no. We can do Chaos Guile. No, I think we just win shard without value. But that's so sad. Oh my god. Same targets. Yeah, that would have been awesome. Sorry guys, I really messed up here. This is still pretty good, not gonna lie. So we could they just play a mock Tantalized. We could just like exile the graveyard, create a token. Nah, there's no need for that. Okay. So that's cool, I guess. They're stopping our draw step, which is kind of annoying. Yeah, just hit for 1. If they activate the fountain, we can just blow it up with Chaos Guile. So yeah, I'm going to probably just set up for Chaos Guile with Entwine. I don't know what's better, if Chaos Guile with Entwine or just splicing. Or just splicing, I guess. Exile all cards from opponents. Graveyard, create a 1/1 token with flying and splice. Ugh. This is so many modes. Look at this. This is incredible. Okay, so yeah. Exile cards, create a 1/1 spirit. Okay. Splice this. Now we say okay, and we pay like 1,000,000 manas. Thank you. They should show here that what card has it spliced. Oh, it says here at least. Okay. We also have 6 damages here to close the game out. We will offer the trade because if they do, then we're fine. We could also offer the Springboom Druid and bounce it back with Manowar afterwards, but there's no need to do that. What's this? Is this with... yeah. Okay, sure. Completely fine by me. Now we have also the Blizzard Strix to blink anything if we want to. We can blink around stuff too. Maybe set up a stop in the main phase just in case we want to blink the Spring Druid. Yeah, let's do that. We can still hold up exclude. Life is fine. Mob. Sure. Yep. Now exile. We remove the planes. Final island and planes. Probably just crack this now that we ramped a lot. Reign of Revelation. That's good. That's good. Ooh, we have the combo now. That's for 8 mana. We have enough. Amazing. They have the mod Tantalite. Incredible. So this combo is like create 2 creatures. Oh, let's just remove this. If this resolves, then we are golden, basically. They might have like prohibits or something. That's fine though. Force of negation? No? Okay. They can activate the Fountain of Ichor. We can generous gift one of our things also. Just attack, I guess. We don't have a rush. We have like 2 cards more than them, and we have an exclude Rain of Revelation, Splicer skill, so we are fine. I love how Splicer skills transform any of your spells into unbelievably strong cards. Please be a creature. Okay. Pew pew pew. Okay. Pay a bunch of mana. Here you have. Nice. Yeah, just play white just in case. Yeah, I think we have them really on the ropes here. They have nothing. We will just probably Rain of Revelation with Splice. We have lethal with Smiling Helix. We have red here. I think this is going to be a 3-0. Weird deck for a 3-0, honestly. This deck is kind of garbage, but it worked, so. We were lucky we didn't face any aggro decks. Aggro would have been really difficult for us. Like we have these loops that cost like a million mana, so getting there is difficult, and we don't have a good cyborg plan against them. Kess. Whoa, I forgot this was. I forgot this was on the set. Interesting. We don't have so we should let that resolve. They are going to cast a mob. Then we generous gift. Or just respond with Rain of Revelation, splicing. Yeah, I think we do that. Because they can flash back Force of Negation. Oh, yeah, that's fine. Let's discard a wall. So they can resolve that. If they want to mob, they can. We can just bounce it with String of Disappearances. Oh, they also have the Twisted Reflection. Makes sense. Sure. So do we want to mob to String of Disappearances now? We bounce that, we hit them for 5. They go to 6, then we kill them with Smiling Helix for exactly. They really can't pay blue. Now we have them dead, unless they have something. They don't know we have the Smiling Helix, that makes sense. Just play this. Nice. Okay, now we win. That was awesome. Let me review the deck real quick. So I think this deck, honestly, even though it's a 3-0 deck, this deck is nonsense. So Rip the Past, Smiting Helix were worth splashing for sure. We really won the lottery there. We had some other good cards, and generally overall great power level, but luckily we didn't ever draw the Stream of Thought. That would have been bad. The Suffering Decoy always threw it with this Recruit the Worthy, so that was good. We didn't find more splice cards, but we drew this a lot of times, so we were really good there. We would have been happier with like astrolates and other ways of fixing our mana. We kind of had to rely on the mulligan rule to really be able to get our colors, which is kind of rough. Luckily, we had a lot of card draw and value things, so that was not that big of a deal, but we could have lost some amount of games with that. So thank you so much for watching, and see you next time.